Okay, what is happening, all my fellow RC fanatics, crazy people, whatever y'all want to call yourselves? Happy Monday to y'all. Sorry for missing last week, but I was burned out and had not 1 ounce of energy to not only do fire booties or the stream. So I had to make a choice, and unfortunately, fiery booties won. So had to do those, and then on top of that, I had to get some rest too. So, but anyway, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope you guys didn't miss out too much hearing me rant and rave and so forth on Monday last week, but had stuff to do. Mainly getting my head cleared. But so let's start off by saying what's up to people. Everybody was in here early. Big Chris was in here at 6:53 my time, which is basically 20 minutes before. So Big Chris was here. Gav Street was here. And we had who else? Mike SSI, who's one of my members. Thank you, my friend. He gets those to use those cool little cool icons that I've got in there. KBRC, what's up? He was here early too. Hunter Yoakum. Andy Cho, got to hang out and fly with him over the weekend. That was cool. Mr. Nate Calgal, he'll be on here shortly. Paul McNeil, Steve George. Hey, Steve George, I don't know if you've been on the show before, but welcome. Thank you for coming. Gav Street and Mr. Hot Rod over there flying with the RC Informer in Florida. Jelonius Funk. Angelo, send me your mailing address, please. Don't forget mailing address. Mike Bird over there in the UK. What's up? Another member, George Watts. What's happening? Guys, info on how to join the channel is there in the description if you want to see. So, let's see. I want to make sure everybody that's here has a wrench. Yeah, everybody does. We're good. I think maybe one person doesn't. Hunter Yoakum doesn't. Hunter's been here before. Now he's got a wrench. Who else? The guy from Visalia. Lionel Randall, what's up? So yeah, so anyway, it's been pretty busy over here, but let's get started with the usuals. Let's get some questions. So if you guys got questions, let's get started with that, and then not too long after that, we'll get Mr. newly endorsed glider pilot Nate in here. Let's get some questions in here first. Alan Gentry, I see you there. What's up? How you doing? Wild Bill, what's up? Mr. Ricky Thrower, what is happening with you? How are you out there in good old Oakdale? One of my favorite places to be for flying RC when the weather's not 115 degrees. 6S RC, I didn't say hi to you, so hello to you as well. Anyway, everybody, throw out some questions before I bring in Mr. Nate. But yeah, Gavin, I saw that you guys had the Hornet and the F16 out there. That's pretty cool. Hope you guys got some good video of that. KBRC, not Mike. You have to buy a fiery booty. Once you get one, you just want to get more and more and more. I still get excited when I put one on a jet for the first time. Ooh, 4S12 blade. You gotta be careful on launch. Don't want to make that thing spin. Yeah, Ricky, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. I'll explain it. I'm not going to blame it on the plane because it wasn't the plane. But I'll explain it a little later. I ain't getting many questions. So if we ain't gonna get all that many questions, then I'm gonna have to bring in Mr. Super Dingus to join in with the King Dingus show here. So, all right, let's get. I ain't seeing that many questions, so I'll keep it going, but I'll bring in Nate, who is right there with the plane over his head.
Hi.
Mr. Super Dingus, newly licensed glider pilot.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty mentally exhausted still. Yeah. What's up, guys?
Was it a crash course before you took the test, or was it just you were?
No. So I went. So basically, what was happening was here we're so busy. We've only got 2 instructors, and we've got a crap ton of like students. So I wasn't able to like find time to do ground. What are you doing, dude?
Who is it?
The damn cat scratching up at the garage door. It's open, you fool. Go out. If you want to leave, leave. Okay. But yeah, I wasn't able to sit down and do ground with my glide instructor, so I was, doing what I could with my powered instructor, to do whatever I can to correspond with both. But it's like, there's some glider specific stuff, you need to know. And there's a glider port up in Independence, Oregon, and it's a club, and it's run by, I'm sure you've heard the name Robin Reed.
Mm-hmm.
His mom was Amelia Reed, who kind of founded Reed Hillview.
Reed Hillview, yeah.
So he just recently got his DPE rating, so he can give check rides. And his wife is a pilot too. She's an instructor, powered glider, whatever. She's got all the ratings. So I went up there on Sunday, flew every day of the week. They usually only fly on weekends, so the fact that we actually flew every day because of me, they got 2 kids soloed, which was pretty cool. So I flew every day, and then, it's an airport community there. So,
Nice.
There's houses on the airport, taxiways that lead to houses. So they have a hangar in their house, and these people own a crap ton of airplanes. I mean, I think they probably 10-plus airplanes. But so they had a hangar at their house, and they had it's got a room above it, so we stayed up there. It's like an apartment kind of thing.
Cool.
Yeah, and then I did ground every night, and Thursday I took my check ride, passed, and yeah, that was good.
Cool. So while you were yammering, I see there's some questions in there. So Mr. Mike SSI put up a good one. There's going to be a video coming out here pretty soon of me flying my MiG-21 with the X-Fly, which I put in over on yesterday. Dang it, Daisy's on the damn screen again. Which one has benefited the most? Okay, so the most drastic change out of all the planes that I have, the X-Fly has made the biggest change in my E-Flight F-18. So that plane went from barely staying in the air at having to have 3/4 throttle all the time, to being able to fly at 1/4 throttle and still move really quickly. So, and at 1/4 throttle, it's barely pulling 20 amps. So, dang it. So that's the one that's benefited the most. Now, my MiG-21, holy crap. I mean, Nate, yours is good with the FMS. That was really good. That was a really good increase. But, oh my God, the X-Fly made that even more of a rocket ship.
I may just, honestly, dude, I last week, the day before I went to Oregon on Sunday, I wanted to burn off my batteries, so I drove over to Tomcats. I think I'm gonna sell the Griffin, dude.
Seriously?
I'm tired of it. I flew it.
Now you get it.
I flew it 3 times, and it's just like, don't know. I just kind of. I think I put the X-Fly in too late in the sense of I was already kind of losing my liking of it.
Yeah.
And
So Andy was there. Andy got to see it. I think maybe Angela saw it fly once too. Maybe he wasn't paying attention. But when I took off, yours, remember, Nate, you took off and it would go up, like straight up. But this one, when I went straight up, it was even more dramatic. It was just like there's a big old poof of dust and it just went straight up.
Well,
it was crazy. Crazy.
I can strip the X-Fly out of the Griffin and stick it in that MiG and see what happens.
I mean, wow. That's all I can say. It was nuts. And people were like, I could hear people go, holy shit, what the hell? I mean, it was that dramatic.
I have an idea. Fan swap?
If you want to do it. I've got to go deal with this squirrel.
Fan swap tonight?
I got to deal with this squirrel before she chews a
fan swap tonight, boys?
Hole in my
Let's get it done.
screen. I'll be right back.
I think fuck. Should I do it? Let me get the Griffin down. Pull the X-Fly out of it. I was going to buy another one anyway, so I'll probably just buy another one, put a new X-Fly in the Griffin, and if I sell it. Because I'm not going to put the 9-blade back in it because it's already been hogged out for a FMS-sized fan. Actually, you know what? I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm going to do this later. Honestly, I'm not. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that because the plane, this Griffin is so perfect as it is. I'm just going to leave it alone, and if I do sell it, I won't have to do anything. So actually, I'll just buy an X-Fly and change the
We have a very spoiled squirrel.
I'm not going to do the fan swap actually. Because
That's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Because the Griffin is like set up like perfect right now for selling it. So
yeah. No,
and
it's but seriously, in the X-Fly in the MiG was just like
ridiculous,
bonkers.
Dude, the thing I hate about the Griffin, it's the only thing that X-Fly did that really screwed up that airplane was it takes off so fast now that when you go to put the gear up, the gear don't close. You have to go to like a high alpha to get the gear to close, which is stupid. So I just was like, fuck, screw this thing.
Well, you have to take off at like
I know.
Take off at half throttle.
After I flew the Rafale after I flew Spencer's Rafale at Jet Jam, I want to get that, and high alpha's way better. Not that
John Henry, I'll repeat it for you, but I just said that again. The X-Fly has benefited the E-Flight F-18 the most so far, as far as dramatic change. And I pretty much every plane I've put it in has been significantly better. The F5 was already fast, but it's faster now. But with the X-Fly, it's able to putt around at a really low throttle, which it couldn't really do before. But the F-18, the E-Flight F-18, that made the most dramatic difference because I couldn't putt around with that plane before, and now I can. But the MiG-21, I flew that this weekend with it, and it was just insane. I mean, it just made it better than it already was because the plane was already amazing. But, yeah. Pretty much everything I put the X-Fly into has been good. And my F-16 was good with it. I just never got to... Was. And that's why you see the picture there. I didn't get to really open it up.
I was actually going to say that, but I totally forgot to say it.
Yeah, William Hope, what's happening?
I was going to call you Boat Horn Serious Landing when I joined.
God, it was terrible. Terrible.
The freaking Jack made you look like a noob.
Oh, Jack is awesome. That's why I wanted you to send those videos because I got to do a little video tribute to him because he's such an awesome pilot, such a good pilot. It doesn't matter what his age is. He's killing it. He's just really good.
Dude, I kind of did something bad today.
Oh, no.
Well, you already know. Well, I talked about how, motion this, motion that.
Not a bad.
I kind of talked about how, I don't really want to buy from Motion anymore right now.
I'm holding off on everybody at the moment because everybody's gone up. Now I bought my NX10 at the right time because it went up $50.
Yeah. So
William Hope, the F100, from what I've seen, I don't think there's any XY90s yet, but the free wing 9-blade would probably be really good in there. The free wing Inrunner 9.
Oh, dude, the F100, put that 9-blade in it, dude.
Yeah, it would be perfect in that because it's still light.
The F100 doesn't need low-end throttle.
No.
It's not a high-alpha plane.
No. Right after you've flown the X-plane. So that's a good question too. Dennis Farley, he asked a good question. After you have flown the X-fly units, have you noticed any significant change in flight times? Well, yes, for the F-18, an increase in flight time because I don't have to fly full throttle. I don't have to fly 3/4 throttle. Now, with like planes like the F5, I had to get used to it because I wanted to fly full throttle all the time. So I was killing the battery. But so I cut my timer to 2.5 minutes at first. I've slowly moved it up to 2:50. So I'll be back after 3 minutes again. But let's see, what other plane? The X-Fly in the MiG-21, I flew that with those first. Okay, so Nate, you'll understand this. I flew it with the first flight was with the 6S50C 6000 from HRB. And it's a slightly older pack. So it was good, but it wasn't earth-shattering. You know, it was like, okay, well, this isn't all that much better than the FMS. I said, but I know what would make it better. So I got those 65C 6000s, and I put in there. Yeah, that's what I flew with.
These are fresh.
If they were brand new fresh, I would have noticed. But they're about a little over a year old.
The Sirius is like 10 miles an hour faster with those fresh packs in it.
Yes.
Ones.
I didn't get that.
So
could you try?
Oops, you said serious. That's why. So what happened was I did that one flight and it was like, yeah, it was okay. It was definitely faster, but it wasn't like earth shattering.
It would, Ricky.
So then I put the 65C 6000 in there, and that's when I did that freaking rocket ship takeoff. I'm just like, I heard it when I punched it. I'm like, whoa! So I let it roll a little bit. And just as it got to that little circle thing, you know, where they have the, whatever that is, the bullseye, I just pulled straight up and it left this big old cloud of dust as it took off. And you could hear all the guys going, holy crap, what the heck? And it didn't slow down. It just kept going. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to push it over just so it doesn't fall off. It wasn't going to fall off. It just normally you push over and it's kind of like, but it still had forward momentum, so it went like that and went over. So
the X-Quads would be good in a MiG-29. Yeah,
they would be. And like I was saying with the F-18, the damn it, the fuck is she doing? Squirrel's mobbing my damn.
Is she like climbing up on the screen?
She's climbing the screen. So anyway, the partial throttle. So with the plane like the big MiG. Being able to, even with the setting, did you ever did it fly at a quarter?
Oh yeah. Okay. When Max and I did that one formation, we were like, well, he was
that's right.
He was at full throttle. I was keeping up. He was at 3/4 with that damn pig SU-30. And I was like a quarter to stay with him.
But Bob changed his fans out. Were you there when he did?
I flew the damn thing.
That's right, you did. Okay. And that's better with those fans.
Dude, you could with those brand new 1900s, you could take off and pull the throttle back, which is weird.
You never could.
It's not right. SU-30, it's like
you have to leave it on. Yeah. So, what's up, Nevada? I see you. How you doing?
Tom too. Effing 14.
So yeah, basically, and X-Fly will work on the F-86. Ricky, you got to understand though, if you're flying balls to the wall all the time, it's going to suck your battery down way faster. Or you use a battery that's lower C and it'll be fine. But if you use like a real high C pack, not only will it scream, but it'll actually finish it'll finish off the pack pretty quick. What's up, Jeff's Custom? How you doing?
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
I may get an X-Fly
David Snyder, what's up?
So I have. Okay, back to what I was saying. I said, oh, I'm not gonna buy from Motion anymore.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm just gonna have to wait for a while.
Well, this thing was on sale, so I'm like, you know what, screw it.
What'd
So
you get?
my buddy Keon got the Swiss F5, and the high performance is on sale for $319, but it's out of stock. But you could get the normal version for $319, and so he got it, and he put the FMS 2000 kV, the 36 mil in
That's
it.
another badass setup. It's just expensive.
Dude, I swear, I think it's faster than yours.
It might be. Not with the X-Fly though.
It's close. His was moving, so I'm like,
that new 2000 is good. It's just
so
more expensive.
I got the F5, the Swiss one, and they don't have the high performance. So I got the normal one, but I have I'm just for the time being, I have the 1920 from the MiG, and I have the ESC. That's why I said I just need to control it because I already got the fire booty.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got an F5. I don't know when it's coming.
Hey, Nevada, don't have second thoughts. Nate is just tired of his plane. He flew it a lot. You're gonna.
Oh no, the Griffin's great. I don't know. I don't know. It's a great airplane. And putting the X-Fly in it, it's like, damn. I'll probably end up keeping it, but we'll see. It could have been that I just wasn't feeling it that day that I brought it, but who knows?
Well, if you fly with seat and flying it alone is one thing too. You gotta fly with people. But and I don't know. Maybe we're flying with people. I don't know. So KVRC, let's share the blame
by myself.
The first company to raise prices was Motion, but Horizon has since followed suit. So both of them have raised prices. Thankfully, both times I was able to buy planes before. So
well, that's why before Horizon increased, that's why I ordered because I knew it was coming. The Viper, the Dago Red, and then I got that Ultra Stick just before.
You got the Ultra Stick?
Yeah, the new plug and play one.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I got that. Yeah, of course I did. I love the Ultra Stick. I just never wanted to put in the time to build one.
Yeah.
Now that it comes PMP, I was like, fuck it.
So yeah, the prices have gone through the roof. I understand why. My shipping prices have to go up at the end of August. Actually, some have gone up now. Internationals have already gone up, but at the end of the month, the other prices go up too. So everything is making its way back to the consumer, which sucks. And it's because of all these things. Discover RC would, is it?
The hell's wrong with your guys' school? There was a fence. Now there's just a shipping crate or a storage container that's in the middle of the damn pavement.
They're probably doing construction.
I'll have to come back. I'll have to come back out there someday and fly. It's so funny, Mike enjoying his meteor on the damn video because if you notice, mine's gone.
Yeah, and by the way, I sold my MiG-17 yesterday too. So, Dana RC, there are fires everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah. We were covered in smoke. We're covered in smoke. I mean, there's fires in Oregon. There's fires in California.
Oh, dude, there was a bunch of fires just east of Independence. There was like 3 decent sized ones.
Yeah. So Jeff's Custom, the fact that they gave a little bit of a notice does not exempt them from putting prices on, raise prices on old stuff. So, they haven't really changed any of their things and made anything new, but they're making their prices more.
Yeah, the
Horizon
fact that prices on old shit is just annoying.
Horizon, on the other hand, is as annoying as it is that their prices are going up. You can see why it's going up, so I can understand. They're putting the smart ESCs, the smart the receivers, all that stuff. Smart battery, I get it. So, not to mention, guys, there's fires all over Europe right now. Greece and Hungary, there's fires everywhere. It's terrible. Fires in Utah, yeah. See, now we got to see the smoke come in and go out yesterday at Livermore, because it was like hovering right there over the hills, and then the wind blew it out.
Yeah, John Shaw, exactly.
Else.
At least Horizon products are evolving, whereas Motion is just like
Motion stuff. They've got a couple new planes, but the tech is still old.
Yeah, Keon's like, dude, this F5 sucks, but it flies amazing. So
yeah, see, and that's the thing about it. Even though mine's ugly, it still flies amazing.
I just got it because I was like, you know what, dude,
You'll love it.
the price on that plane isn't bad, so I was like, fuck it.
You'll love it. Yeah, see, you can't raise unless Horizon does that. Horizon probably forces them to do it.
Well, yeah.
If it forces them to raise the prices, what's that, Mickey VRC? I see you. If it forces them to raise prices on old stock, that's just crap. Because you already paid for it, unless they don't pay for it. I don't know how it works with them, but anyway. And now that I already bought my dang F16 and I just killed it, so now if I were to buy another one, the price is going to go up.
It's $550 now instead of $500. And at least Horizon was like kind of consistent with their prices. Like Motion, some things went up $10, and the other ones went up $70. Like
yeah,
mostly everything in Horizon went up between like $30 to $50. So it wasn't like from 10 to 50.
Did you see the iX 20s?
What are they at now?
They went up a couple $100.
Fuck.
Like $300. So, all right, guys. So I see that everybody's asking questions about the F16. May as well just talk about it and get it over with. So, the effing 16. This is a combination of me being stubborn and a combination of annoying ass FMS stuff. So I have, I have an X-Fly, and I had an X-Fly in it. The X-Fly is now in the MiG. Yes, Airvex, I killed it. So let me explain what happened. So basically, Nate and I, we flew it last week. I got the maiden done last week. And then during one of those flights, I had this weird cutout. I'm like, what the heck? Why is it shutting down? I have plenty of power. I know I should have plenty of power now. I could tell. So I was able to get it. I barely made it back to the runway, but I did make it back to the runway. Nobody knew what was going on, but I landed. I'm like, oh, wow, that was great. And I'm like, no, that wasn't good. I didn't mean for it to happen that way. So I figured out that it was the ESC cutting off. The ESC, the FMS. So it's just like the same thing with the F16 Smart ESC with that Avian. They default to medium timing. They default to high cutoff. They default to either soft cut or surge. So this FMS was defaulted to medium timing and also defaulted to a high cutoff and then defaulted to soft cut. So after 4 minutes of flying with the
couldn't fix it in the radio.
Huh?
Couldn't fix it in the radio.
No, I couldn't because I was being stubborn, and I'm admitting it. Okay, that's a notice that I'm admitting. So the plane had the old FMS Hawk set up, the old ESC, and so I figured out that after
you issues in the Hawk,
it never did.
Well, because you didn't have to fly a higher.
The X-Fly, I never flew it over. Well, I did. Yeah, I did. I flew it that one crazy long flight, but I stayed at quarter throttle.
Yeah, so the battery was probably fine.
So the battery didn't bother it. But I flew at this 30C 6200. It flew amazing. But after 4 minutes, it would do that soft cut thing. And I figured it out. I flew for 3 minutes and I landed and then held it on the ground and throttled up. And what do you know? Right at 4 minutes, it shut off. And then eventually it just wouldn't come back on. It just shut off. So I'm like, what the hell? I checked the battery. The battery's at 3.8 volts per cell. So I'm like, they must just have a high cutoff. So I looked at the manual. It has a high cutoff and all those things I already said.
I remember the damn robots that ESC was making.
Yeah, it's all right. Anyway, all these weird ass noises. So come to find out, that ESC can't be programmed. Period. So I'm thinking that I'm going through making changes, and that flight, I should have flown 3 minutes, landed, and run it up to see if the changes that I made actually worked. Well, I didn't. I flew it. I said, I'll just get up really high. And I did. And what do you know? Right at about 4 minutes, the ESC went into cut. And I'm like, okay, so let me see if I can bring it back. Let me see if I can oh, shit, it's not working. Oh, crap, I'm too far. Crunch. So basically, I flew too long. I zigged when I should have zagged, and
Do we need an energy management class here, sir?
no, we need stupidity prevention because I shouldn't have
Energy
flown.
management helps too.
Well, and that was it too. I should have just dove straight for the runway because I was there. I could have made it. It would have overshot, but it would have made it.
Glider pilots be like,
So I was like, that was stupid.
you pull the gear up, please.
No, the gear was still down. It didn't hurt him. It didn't hurt him.
Well, I mean, considering that they didn't get hurt after Brian Phillips's reverse thrust thing, I don't.
They didn't even bend them. They're fine. They went in and went up and did everything just fine. So basically, the bottom line is the plane crashed because of me. Had nothing to do with the plane. It had everything to do with the ESC, which I could have prevented by landing at 3 minutes and then running it up on the ground to make sure to see if my programming worked. And then, what do you know? I looked, and programming. If you try to program that ESC, it won't work. They locked it down. There's no changing it. You can't. No matter what you do, you can't change it. I even have an FMS programming card. The programming card won't work. So I think not FMS. I think that E-Flight got a hold of this thing and told them to make it so you can't change it. So there's nothing I can do. Has nothing to do with telemetry, Hangar 51. No, it was the telemetry I had. After 4 minutes, there was still 3.8 volts per cell in that battery. So there's no way that anything would have been wrong. And when I ran it up on the ground,
The high cutoff.
So it was a high cutoff. The cutoff
Exactly
was
what it was doing
too high.
before, but at least I was able to fix it.
Yes, and you were able to fix it with your
Radio.
transmitter. I looked for an avian. They don't have them. They still don't have them in stock. So I have ESCs that I know will work. I had an actual X-Fly ESC, which is a hobby wing that I was able to plug in and change.
It's funny, the 2100, I fly for 4 minutes and my battery's chilling.
Nevada's ETWs aren't bad. They have an annoying, basically the new Avian ESC. Their board looks the same. Their control, their programmer looks
Aren't
the
the
same.
ZTWs what blew up in Frank's F-18, the big one? Yeah, he had ZTWs.
Oh, he did the high voltage, yeah.
Yeah, and those both exploded.
I had a ZTW do some weird shit on me. You know what's been the most bulletproof for me has been the red brick. Zero issues with the red brick.
Oh yeah, dude. Even after Jack's F-22 motor shorted, that ESC still worked.
Yeah, and it's going to.
That was pretty bad. That burned a big ol' hole in that airplane. That Leopard motor was like, I'm done.
Yeah. So the F-16 going down, nothing to do with the plane, and it was flying awesome. I'd started unleashing it a little bit. I should have just landed right at 3 minutes. I should have just landed and then tried it again.
See you, KBRC.
All right, KB, thanks for coming by.
Dude, the F-16 is amazing.
Yeah, it flies good. So it's just, and it was flying wonderful. And I munched it. So it'll be back. It'll be back. I have gear and wings and other stuff. I kept it all.
I almost munched my damn Focke-Wulf this morning. I totally brain farted this morning. I was so we have the guys working on the house, right? And they're working on my room, and they get here at 8. So I don't have to wake up, but it's like I don't want to be woken up by them kind of thing, So I wake up, and it's like perfect out. It was a little foggy, but it was perfect out. And I'm like, well, let me go fly something. I'm like, well, let me go fly my Focke-Wulf. And I hadn't flown my Warbird stuff in over a week because I was gone, and then the only thing I had flown RC was a jet, and I just totally brain farted. And I'm turning base to final, and I don't know why. The last plane I flew the day before was my airliner, and the airliner said, you got to elevator that thing in. And I don't know why. I just brain farted. I almost tip stalled the 190 because I was trying to land it like the damn airliner. I just brain farted. Luckily, I woke up right then and there. And I hit the throttle and I went around and I buttered it the next time around. But I was like, Jesus Christ, what am I thinking? That's pretty good.
So, hey, Nate, look, Lionel Randall has a good question. You'll have answer. Those are two of your favorite planes.
were. I still like them, but they're,
You have too many planes, I know.
Yeah, I know. I've got 4 airplanes on the way now. They're both badass. If to pick between one or the other, the A4 is a better airplane. No, don't stay away from the A6, dude.
The new one is good.
John Shaw, yours was like a one-off problem.
And yours sounded like it was seriously.
No, I guarantee you his ESC came off. The A6 is amazing. It's an older airplane, so you have to deal with older airplane qualities, but it's amazing. I love flying the A6. I mean, that thing with the new inrunner is bonkers. And the A4,
it's off the ground in 6 feet, literally.
That inrunner saved its life that one time where it got picked up by a dust devil.
Yeah. Literally 6 feet, it's in the air.
Yeah, if that.
Well, so John Shaw, this is kind of what we were saying. They've got old tech, but they're charging new prices. So, yeah, the plane's cool, but it's got plastic retracts.
Yeah.
They don't even have metal.
The A4 is a better airplane all around, but they both. The RC.
The Fred Barron, what's up?
No, but they're both amazing. I love them both. A6 is just goofy looking, but it's goofy looking in a good way. If either one you get, you'll like. But
I gotta post that what Ricky said. That's pretty funny.
What did he say?
Ricky, you cracked me up. No, Ricky. 3 minutes
Yes,
for the F16. For the F16, yes. But one, it's resurrected. It will not be flying. It will probably fly for over 5 with the setup I've got now.
New setup?
No, with the way that it was flying with those batteries, at 4 minutes, I still had 3.8 volts per cell.
Yeah, LJ, I don't hate motion, but I'm definitely not fond. And I like I said, I only got that F5 because that plane is just like I wanted it, and it's the price of that right now. It's on sale because of the color issue. So it's like it's not. I was like, just fuck it. But although that's it, I'm done. Yeah. I'm done buying from them. That was just like, okay, screw it kind of thing, Because in Keon's F5, it wasn't dented or anything, but like the vertical stab doesn't seat all the way in.
Did he get a scratch and dent?
No, his was new. Oh. And then the horizontals, they painted all red. Like the white is so thin, you could like see hints of red under the horizontal stabs. Like it's like but yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, the F5 is awesome. It's a great airplane.
It flies like it's on rails. It flies like it has a gyro.
It is gonna have. Mine is gonna have a gyro too.
A gyro?
Hiro? Mine is going to have one of these. What the fuck are they? God damn it! I got too much shit in this drawer. What the heck? Come here. Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
I'm thinking about getting one of those Preceptor planes.
Mine's gonna have one of these.
AR637 TA.
Of course. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot we weren't on the show last week. But
nobody was. I wasn't either.
So, Ray killed an airplane. And when I say killed, like he kind of munched it a little bit.
What the hell's that? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible.
Uh-oh.
That used to be an F-104. That was bad. Joe Pellegrino, what's up? Yeah, that was horrible.
You know what's funny as shit though? Dude, okay, this is another story I'll have to tell after this. The fan was okay. This is about the only part of that plane that sort of survived, because even then this is kind of munched. This is the only piece on here that actually is okay.
It went in full speed
full down, 90-degree dive.
Yeah, at like 130 miles an hour.
Probably more. It was more like 150.
Oh, it was screaming. I just whoop, 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 gone.
And you didn't even see it.
I heard it, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, freaking Ray's like, I wonder if the battery's okay. Yeah, I really don't know what happened. But yeah, I just lost it in a dive.
I think it was that diversity lemon that did it.
It's just lemon RX, dude. That's why your F16 crashed, for being honest.
No.
I know. I'm
That was all me.
Yeah, dude, that F104 is... Actually, let me pull up the picture of the wreck. I'll pull up the picture of the wreck, and...
Did you take a picture of it?
I took a picture of it after it hit the ground.
Oh,
look,
geez.
this was the wreck site.
Yeah, it was bad. I thought she'd hit that building or whatever.
And then this was the battery.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, but
LJ.
I just saw this picture. Scott Settle sent me something in the mail, and I'm so excited to get it.
LJ Hobby Life. The Lemon RX are fine. They're just fine. There was a bad batch of diversities, but I think those are...
I ain't buying them again, I'll tell you that.
I'm not going to get a diversity.
Not just because of that. I've had two go bad on me in the past couple months. So and I have all these Spectrums that I'm getting. So, okay, here's the other story. So, you notice how that Dynam thing is gone, that freaking Gloucester.
What happened?
Just hear me out. It didn't crash. So, the fan out of the 104 was okay. It was completely fine. Just that little outer, case, had a crack in it, but I just put a piece of tape. I ran it up. It was fine. I ran it up. Nothing was loose. I checked all the bolts. Everything was good. So, and one of the fans in that Meteor had exploded. Yeah, I had a satellite in this one too. I think it was just one of the bad batches. But basically, so the fan was fine, and one of those stock fans in the Meteor exploded. So I was planning to upgrade the Meteor to two of those same fans I had in the 104, the Brewing 70 in-runner. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I pulled the Meteor down, and I was going to put the one fan in and then just order another one. The whole left wing of my Meteor fried. The ESC fried, and the servos and the retract fried, all the left wing. And I'm like,
huh?
That's what I said. I'm like, what?
When did that happen?
When I was doing a fan transplant, I just plugged the new fan in. And
so something must have shorted inside.
Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, whatever. So I gutted all of the things I wanted. I didn't want the servos or retract. I pulled the fans out. I pulled the LED controller out, pulled that little landing light sequencer. I drove the airplane in one piece to the airport and just dropped it in the dumpster. And I'm like, bye.
Seriously? That is some Dynam quality for you.
So I'm like, fuck off. I had my fun with that plane. I had my fun 20 flights with it. Thanks again, Bobby, for sending me. I'm like, bye. Bye, you piece of crap.
So, yeah. No.
Again, and the only reason I'm not going to buy the lemons anymore is because I have a bunch of Spectrums, and the fact that Keon buys a bunch of Bind and Fly planes that fly his Jetty, I just buy the receivers off him for cheaper. They are 6 weeks. And and if I wreck an airplane with a lemon, but the receiver wasn't the culprit, I'll still put that in another airplane, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, the only lemons that I've had go bad went bad on the ground before it even took off.
Yeah. Who knows? It could have been something. It could have been something else, but I'm very confident it was a receiver. I didn't care though. I was like, that was funny as shit. It was like, wait. It didn't even make a sound when it hit. It just was kind of like, it just kind of hit.
So Lionel. Also Ricky Thrower. Yes, from what I've seen, the orange have been very good. No issues. If you get the 10 channels, there are some that are no good, but the 10 channels have been good. And I think you can put multiple.
God, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
You can put multiple
Satellite.
satellites on those, if I remember right.
Dude, oh my
John
god.
T, what's up?
This is so funny, dude.
So Lionel Randall, did you pay any attention to your fans balance before? Because chances are from what I've seen, a lot of the F4s, what the hell? A lot of the F4s had badly balanced fans from the factory. So
Is there a Marshall in here?
I haven't seen him.
Because
So
I can say what this. Well, actually, no, because he could rewatch. Basically, Scott Settle's been making a bunch of funny stickers, and he made a funny one. Here, actually, no, I can't show you without showing everybody. Actually, here, knock me off of like so they can't see me, but you can still see me in the corner, and I'll show you what Scott Settle made a sticker of.
Okay, go. Hold it up a little bit so I can see. Up. What does it say on the bottom? Okay, you can put it away.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
So Scott Settle told me this has to be plastered on every urinal in California.
Oh God.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so funny.
Yeah, the F4 they had this really bad.
Dude, my F4 was crap.
Yeah, I balanced first for you, and that sounded really good when I balanced it. But for some reason, well, it was that whole batch of, oh, we want to make them look like E-Flight. So
yeah.
they changed it.
So they'd pull them apart, put E-Flight on the motor, but then when they put the fan back together, they wouldn't check if it was balanced.
Right. So Lionel, yeah, it was out of balance, so it probably just blew because it was out of balance and rubbing the outside housing. So they've since worked that out. But. And yeah, LG Hobby Life, the Futawas are pretty much bulletproof. For the most part, the lemons have been too. For me. So.
Oh my god.
So what's happening, Mr. John T? And who else? Yeah, so if you're gonna get a new fan, hopefully it'll be balanced when you get it. If not, I have videos showing how to do it.
Well, they'll probably send them a platinum because I don't even think they have stocks of the old ones anymore.
How old was the plane when you bought it? How old was the plane?
You asking me?
No, the guy.
Oh.
I know. Only place you can buy Orange Big Chris is from Hobby King.
Amazon too, I think, or maybe they're not.
Yeah, but it's through him. It's through
Hobby King. Dude, that series is so fun.
So what else was I going to talk about? Anything else? Oh, I'm going to transfer models to my NX10 finally.
Bigger holes on the series. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Do you have a series there?
Yeah, actually. So
guys, and John T, you'd know about this too. There is a little bit of a those small cheaters on the side, like little Neck Duct type things on the side of the Sirius. And we're like, you know what? These things are here, but they're barely doing any good. So Nate just cut them completely.
Yeah, so basically the Neck Ducts on the side had like a hunk of foam to like make it look like a tapered edge. Yeah. And I thought, well, cut that out and make this just a hole. Mm-hmm. So it's not as pretty anymore, but making that hole like a thumb, like a fingernail size bigger. Mm-hmm. I didn't make the hole larger. I just kind of made it a little longer. And you can attest, the airplane was better. Way better. It was quieter. It had more climb. It was slightly faster.
Yep.
And it's a lot easier.
The climb is where we noticed because it would start making a cavitating sound.
Yeah,
it was about to slow down.
It doesn't cavitate anymore on the climb.
Right, and it goes a couple 100 feet further before it falls off.
Yeah.
Quite a bit more further.
We won't talk about your landing.
That was terrible. I showed it on you saw what I did on the video. It was terrible. It was horrible. So John T, the cheaters on the side, there's just that little bit.
Yeah,
made a big difference.
you can either do the bigger cheater, or if you just cut that Neck Duct out, it does the same thing.
Yeah, we could just by cutting that little bit in the foam, you can make it look pretty too, I'm sure. But
oh yeah, I mean, I made it look better than it did. I like sanded off the rough edges.
Yeah.
But dude, that thing is so fun to fly. Now that I've got some really fresh packs.
Yeah. And that's what we noticed too, just by making those couple little cuts.
It took off, and it took like 50 feet less runway to take off.
Yeah. And you could start climbing right away instead of picking up.
It was already good, and now it's just better.
Yeah.
Do you have a life insurance policy you no longer need?
God.
How you can sell your policy, even a term policy.
Where are you watching? Huh? Oh. That's the one I like the most. The ring. So.
And I regret using them.
Mm-hmm. See, that's one thing people need to learn how to do is to laugh at themselves.
Way to go, King Dingus.
Yeah. You gotta know how to laugh at yourself, damn it.
What's your
Yeah, so he was asking me that earlier.
We don't talk about X-Fly here in my house, or in my yeah. Wicked Moto.
I think I know who that is because we were talking about that earlier. But he was asking about Griffin rates.
Well, let me just tell you. I don't think you're gonna like my expo settings, but I'll tell you.
Nobody ever does, but if you do it, you'll love it.
Throttle cut, gear down, low rates, gyro initialized.
Okay, so the Griffin, there's two factors. So with the canard mixes, I've got the canard mix endpoints at 100%. Okay.
You gotta hold it where people can see it, dude. You just want bang.
So
There.
so there's 4 different mixes, right? Obviously, and each of those I set the endpoints at 100 because a lot of people are like, "Well, you can adjust the rates," but I'm like, "Well, let me just put it at 100, and then I can just adjust the rates. It's easier." So the rates, my aileron, okay, 52%, and I don't care what you have to say. You know how good my planes fly. 62% expo on the ailerons, and say what you want. Say what you want. I can tell you, Phone Boy, he's slowly creeping stuff up expo-wise, and he's like, I like it. I told you. Okay, so 52%, 62% expo, and then I have like a high rate, which is like 125 for doing stupid crap.
John Henry, thank you. I see you just sent a donation. I appreciate it.
And then the elevator is at 70%.
Fred Barron and John, sorry. Fred Barron and John have both left donations.
And then the elevator is 70% with 55% expo. And rudder's 100, obviously. So, yeah. 52, 62 on the aileron. Elevators at 70, 55.
Now, did that change the canards? Did the canards move at the same rate?
Yeah.
Or did you change that too?
No, so if you do a rate on the elevator, it's going to change the canard throw too.
Okay.
Because they're mixed in. So full rate aileron, but higher expo. No, I have the aileron throw down to like 50%.
And the expo was 65 or 62?
62.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mickey B, I mean, just try it. The main thing it helps with is if you shake a little bit and you pull up and you accidentally tap the aileron, if you've got high expo, the plane's not going to jerk and roll on you. No, I don't have TV on the Griffin. That thing already takes up 9 channels. I don't have enough to do.
And it's crazy responsive already.
Yeah, with the X-Fly, it flies like it has thrust vectoring. Yeah, so I don't have cross vectoring on it now.
It's those canards really help. The canards actually act kind of like thrust vectoring in a way.
Well, you notice it because usually an elevator dropping the tail, but canards are lifting the nose.
Lifting the nose and dropping.
So instead of like a big sag, it's like
it goes like this.
Yeah.
It's funky.
Now try flying a Schweitzer 233. Big old truck.
So Wicked Moto, it's kind of funny the way the expo thing started because I've always flown that way, and I fly high expo simply because I don't want my controls bleeding into each other. That's the only reason why I use high expo, because I want to be able to yank full elevator, and I don't want it to hit aileron. So I make it so that I don't even look at the number. I just make it so that it doesn't bleed over, and then when I figure out what that is, then I look at the number. And another one is for rudder. I always make the rudder 90%.
Yeah.
For any plane.
Hi, Ollie.
And I leave it at full rate. The thing is, with a good radio, high expo doesn't mean that it's going to be like a switch. It just means that towards the center it's going to be softer. It will still move, but it will be softer. And I've just slowly dialed up expo. But I didn't start really using expo until about 2010. Then I realized, ooh, wow, my flying got better. I started working a lot better.
Didn't help that much, though.
You've crashed more planes in the last 2 years than I have. Thank you very much.
How many of those, though, are from like actual issues versus just me being a dumbass and doing it half?
Doesn't matter. A crash is a crash.
Yeah, that's true. Dude, that would have been pretty bad if I would have tanked my Focke-Wulf, because that would have been violent. I totally brain farted. I was losing my mind. I was so tired, but I was like, let me go burn a battery. Yeah, I knew it instantly because I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, so Wicked Moto, try the lower rates. The lower rate, or I hate to say just use high. No, try the lower rates. And yes, John T, I saw that. It's just, but it's from the domestic market. We can't even see them over here. We can't even see them. Dude, I'm getting donations today. Thank you guys. George Pryor, what's happening? I thought I said something to you when you first came on. I appreciate you coming by. Thank you for the love. Much appreciated.
Oh, you know what? You know what I need to fly is that. I don't even know why. I need to fly a little A10. I haven't flown that in a while.
Yeah, Andy Cho was flying the crap out of his this weekend. So Wicked Moto, the biggest change, I said this once before, the biggest change is part throttle and max throttle, but the E-Flight F-18, that one made the biggest difference.
Yeah, Mickey B. I don't brain fart like that all the time. Like sometimes I'll have the occasion, like, what am I thinking? But that was like a brain fart.
Yeah. Thing that people have to understand, if you can't accept the fact that you screw up and make a note that you screwed up and acknowledge that you screwed up, it's just dumb. That's why
that was just like
front. I killed the F-16 being stupid.
Dude, if the Focke-Wulf would have crashed, I would have been so mad. Because like that's a plane that I really love to fly.
Yeah.
It was just a total like I'm turning base to final. I'm flying like a damn F-16 trying to get the nose up, and it just as soon as I felt the wing drop, I'm like, oh crap, and I just hit it, and I just kept the nose down and flew out of it. But luckily those warbirds have so much instant torque that it didn't matter. That was a jet that could have been hairy.
Okay, cool. We're getting some good questions. So Hunter Yoakum, I'm currently just turned 46, and I started flying RC at 9 years old. So
since the Stone Ages, basically.
Long time.
RC.
Long time. What's funny?
The Duraplane.
Yeah, literally, it was terrible. Well, the funny thing is, this weekend I helped a guy that was Andy was there. There was a guy struggling with his old PT40 with the K&B. With the K&B motor, and I'm like, oh, what's this poor guy? So everybody's just sitting there looking at him. I'm like, anybody going to get up and help this dude? And he slices his hand open on the prop because it's a master air screw prop. He's trying to hand prop it. and it just sliced the hell out of his hand. So like, shit, I got to get up and go help this guy. So I went over and helped him. We got it running finally, but then come to find out he was using a regular airplane glow plug, just a regular plain glow plug, and he was using crazy high nitro car fuel. So he blew out the plug. But I got it running. I helped him, and got it flying. He actually flew it, and then it died. You can tell when a glow plug goes because just out of nowhere it'll quit for no reason.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And he was able to dead stick it just fine. But my nitro tuning ability is still there. I actually helped Mike with this plane too, so yeah,
Yeah. And then oh my god, that whatever that thing is, that Sport Tiger. We spent like an hour getting it to run, and we all flew it great, and then freaking Mike crashed the damn thing.
He killed it. He destroyed it. Totally destroyed it. I was doing touch and go.
I was pissed. I was more pissed than he was. So I'm like, dude, that thing is so fun, you idiot.
So Lionel Randall,
I can't buy those anymore.
I get the X-Flies off of Amazon. Type in X-Flies Amazon. You can find them. Banggood has them too, but X-Flies the best.
Bang Daddy. Morse code transmitter.
Yeah, John T. That's the sad thing. I was sitting here watching. I'm not even going to say it. It's just I don't want to deal with it. But I watched two people just sit there, look at the guy, and kind of snicker and laugh, and nobody got up to help him. And I'm like, come on, guys.
We can't do that unless you're struggling.
And I'm like, huh? And then once he sliced his hand open, I'm like, okay, that's enough. I got to go help the dude.
Who are you asking, Hunter? Ray or I, or just both?
Who is it? What, huh?
I can't answer that question. I seriously can't answer that question.
What airplane do you enjoy flying the most? Oh, sheesh. Actually, we can talk about that. At the moment, my favorite plane, it's been this for a long time. That's why I've given it this name, the Baby Fate. I got that thing radared this weekend at 126 miles an hour. So I know that's not exciting to you, but that's probably faster than your glider that you got your license on.
No fucking shit.
The thing probably flies at what, 45, 50 miles an hour?
55.
Yep. That's just barely moving. Does it thermal well, or is it just a train?
233?
I don't know. I'm asking.
It's like, imagine a semi-truck with wings.
So it's a brick. Okay.
Actually, although I passed my check ride. Huh?
Does it do ridge lift or any kind of lift at all, or is it just
I
for
haven't
training?
really messed with ridge lift, I've messed with ridge lift with those Weasel RC things, but I mean that's obviously not realistic. But actually, so I passed my check ride, and then I go back to the house. We print out the temporary license paper, and they're like, "Well, go take your mom flying." I'm like, "Okay." And there was a little bit of lift, and we stayed up for a little under an hour, but which is incredible for a 233. Because the 233 is basically it's like a semi truck of gliders. Although it's not as bad as the 222. The 222 is even worse. The 233, that thing's interesting though.
Did you say you stayed in the? How long did you fly?
A little under an hour.
Really?
Off of a 4,000 foot tail. So it wasn't bad. And Oregon doesn't get a lot of lift.
No.
But yesterday I was out at the airport and we were doing rides. We use the 232 for rides so you can put two people in the back because it's got two relatively normal sized people. We both couldn't fit back there.
Put me in there for some ballast.
I mean, I hate to say it, Ray. If you want to go for a glider ride, we're gonna have to take the 232.
No, I ain't doing that till I lose some chunk.
Well, I could put you in the 232.
No.
The 232, you have to be. To get that thing over max gross, you have to be able to not fit in that thing. The minimum weight to be is 192 versus the K21 you max out at like 220. So
I'm well over that. Don't worry.
No. So if you want to go for flight, we can take the 232 because the guy who owned the 232 was like overweight glider pilots buy 232s because they can fit in them. The thing's huge.
Wicked motto. The X-Fly difference for me is I don't have to use full throttle as much. Yeah. So I get more flight time because I'm drawing less. Yeah. And you get higher speeds at lower throttle settings, so it's just better all around.
Yeah. But so yesterday.
Good night, Jeff in Lower Alabama.
See you, Jeff.
And Wicked Moto, I saw the Hangar 9 P47 fly this weekend. Chris Orsini flew his, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, it's a cool one. But yeah, basically we flew rides yesterday. We only had like 2 or 3 rides. So the 232 was just sitting and we weren't busy. So I was like, I asked my buddy Michael that I work on the ground with, he's the same age as me. He's like, I'm like, hey, you want to go for a flight? And he's like, yeah, let's go. So we took that up. I hadn't flown the 232 in over 2 years.
That's right, because you did your. No, wait.
That's when I did my first. That's how I did my first solo, and I haven't flown that thing since we rebuilt it.
Okay.
So I'm just like, I wasn't worried about it because it flies just like 233. So we went up. We went to 5,000 feet. We just flew around. There was a little bit of lift, and then we landed. But that was fun. It's kind of fun having a license now because I can just like, not only can I go fly, but I can take people along if they want to go. So
hey, Airvex, did you get your package? I think I was checking the I keep getting texts.
Yeah. Well, no, Airvex, if you don't meet the minimum weight, they can put weight in the front.
You have to add ballast.
Dude, so we had a young girl take her check ride the other day. So the minimum weight for the ASK is like 158, and this girl weighs like barely 100 pounds. So they have to put all of the lead weights, and then they like put sandbags under her seat, and she like barely meets it. It's hilarious. With me, I don't have to worry about weights, obviously, because I've got the ballast already on me. But yeah.
Hug your grandmother from you later, okay?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Max, it's time, dude. When you come back to California, dude, I got my license, and you want to go find some real thermals? Thermal! We can go flying now because I got my license. Yeah, that kind of sucked.
RV8 yesterday, and went up. Ooh, nice.
Who went up in a what?
Dude! Oh, I should have sent it to you. Crap. I'm going to send it to you right now. There was this plane doing circuits over.
No, Victor, I just don't put anything.
Doing some kind of survey. And it kept doing it after I took this picture.
What kind of plane was it?
It was a caravan.
Was it a FedEx caravan?
Huh?
Was it a FedEx?
No, it was a. What was the name of the company?
Because I was going to say, if it's FedEx, it's probably the autonomous one.
No, it was Sun Air Express. Yeah. So, but here, I'll send it to you right now. It was trippy because I'm like, wait, it just flew over. And I said, wait a minute, it just flew over again. And it flew over again and again and again. So, let me send it to you now. I pulled up Flight Radar. You know how they record their path? Check it out. I just sent it to you. And I that was before it actually finished. You see how it's like I'm like, what the heck is this thing
That
doing?
poor guy, dude.
They must have had coordinates or something in there because notice how straight the lines are.
No, that's an autonomous plane for sure. I know Livermore has a few autonomous companies. So
it said Sun Air Express.
I swear to God. So the autonomous company here, they're using a FedEx caravan. I swear to God. So the guy that runs that company out, he's like a good buddy of ours. I swear he was messing with me because he's the guy who like programs the flights.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, I took the Cessna Solo one day, and our practice area is kind of just west of the airport in between these two mountains. Or not in between. Like, there's a lot of space. I swear, his name's Steve Lamb. I swear he was fucking with me, dude. Good thing for clearing turns, because I swear this thing was doing its flight path right through the practice area. And it never does. I'm like, Steve. He's probably like, ooh, Nate's up there. I wouldn't be surprised, dude, because every time I go to do a clearing turn because I want to do steep turns, I'd see that damn thing coming right for me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, judging by the way that plane looked, it could have been an autonomous plane.
And the thing is, on ADS-B, it shows the airplane, but it doesn't show the altitude for some reason. It doesn't show, like, on ADS-B, it doesn't show the exact altitude, but it'll show like how high it is or how low it is compared to your altitude.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was like, I swear to God, dude, Steve was probably flying that thing on the ground, pointing it right at me all the time. That's what Steve does, dude. He's crazy. Steve's a crazy guy.
Wait a minute. What plane does he do that with?
Caravan.
But owned by who? It's his?
No, it's not his. It's owned by his company.
Oh.
They have a whole thing at Hollister. If you go out there on a weekday, the thing will be doing.
What's the name of the company? Does it say? Is it Sun Air Express?
No, they're using a FedEx Caravan because they're partnering with FedEx to make all of their like commuter cargo planes like this. Because what they're doing is they're using Caravans to get them into tighter strips, like people and they've had too many pilots getting killed, so they're wanting to do this autonomous thing so that if because the plane can be programmed to fly the approach into that tighter strip, but if the plane wrecks, you're not losing a life. I mean, you're losing an airplane, but shit.
Yes, we can moto. They fit everything. The X-Fly is the same as the FMS.
It's the same motor size, but I don't know the name of the company. But all I know is if you see this thing flying a pattern autonomously, it sounds like it's the perfect pattern. If you look at flight radar, same thing. It's always right on. It's right on the money.
Yeah, and that's what this one was doing. It was like you could see it do its positioning turn and boom, right in line, and that would do its positioning. And you could hear it turning around and coming back and turning around and coming back. I'm like, what the heck is this thing doing?
Yeah, they have a guy in the plane, but it's flying itself.
It's flying itself, yeah.
That's what this one at Hollister does. They'll either have it go fly a mission, like just go fly like to a waypoint, to another waypoint and back, or they'll just do patterns. I swear these guys probably wasted a whole freaking tank of fuel just doing patterns. They probably did almost 50, and the thing just did 50 patterns.
Yeah, and
it would land.
That was only half of what that plane did that day. Wicked Moto, I hope you were able to get the questions that you wanted. Thanks for coming by. I know you
already got it, John T. So it doesn't matter.
Work. But thanks for.
I've already that one's already checked off the list, because I know it's coming. So that's why I did it, because I was just like, if there's going to be any problems, I may as well just get this over with.
Dude, and I didn't. Did you see the plane that Snodgrass crashed in?
Oh yeah, I saw the video. That was really sad to watch.
It was. I didn't watch it. I just saw the plane.
It was a Sciot Marchetti. It's basically a turbine bird dog.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the heck? It's a turboprop. It's like the most benign plane.
He just took off and it just snapped. You can tell something went wrong dude. His last words were shit, and bang.
No, I didn't see it. I didn't.
So there's a YouTube channel. I think it's what you haven't seen. They basically they put up the video, and it takes off, and instantly the plane goes up, snaps, and he must have mashed the push to talk, because you can hear him say shit, and then the plane slams to the ground, and he's just gone instantly.
So you think something shifted and something slipped? Maybe?
See, I've been watching Blanco Lario's channel. Basically, people are like control lock, but they ruled it out because the control lock would lock the rudders too, so you wouldn't be able to taxi. And they're thinking, oh, well, the seat moved. Well, in this particular airplane, it had a back instrument panel, so the seat could only go back about an inch. So if the seat shifted back, that wouldn't do that. And then people are speculating the trim system. Maybe the trim system got jacked and it went to full aft trim or something. But, I mean...
But, yeah, it was the most benign... I mean, the guy flew Tomcats. It
wasn't a pilot error thing, because he...
Yeah, it's had to have been equipment failure of some sort. He had the most flight hours of anybody in F-14. So, to go from flying... Yeah,
and I'm watching this surveillance video. They have a video of the plane crashing, and it's just like, there's people... loading up a regional jet, sitting there, and they're like, it took minutes. It was like Eddie Andrini's crash. Like, nobody was there instantly.
Nobody was there, yeah.
I mean, there was no saving him, though, because he was gone instantly. Like, Eddie Andrini could have been saved. He burned alive.
Literally.
No, I hate to say it, but Snodgrass. I mean, it's good and bad, but he was gone instantly.
Yeah.
Should I show the video?
But that's what I'm. No, I wouldn't. Don't even do it. Just don't. But what I'm thinking is, if you see the plane pitch up, that's usually either
Yeah.
a control. So, because I know those have manual controls. So maybe something broke, or maybe something inside the plane shifted to the back. I don't know. Camping gear. See, that's what I was thinking.
That's how a family in
Something
Hollister
in
got
there.
killed. A family in Hollister got killed because of camping gear.
Something in there slipped. And
Yeah, this was years ago. This was right before I started going out. But a Mooney, I guess they had camping gear like in the back, and this Mooney took off. Margaret described this story, my flight instructor. They took off and they're on climb out, and I think their camping gear like fell into the way back towards the tail of the airplane, and the plane just went. It literally. Margaret said, I mean, they all died, obviously. Margaret said the plane like went up and it kind of fell on its tail and went like this.
Yeah. Did you see the video of that Bagram Air Force Base where the load shifted in the 747?
Oh yeah, dude. Everybody, if you haven't seen that, I don't know what.
The plane goes like this.
It goes
At full power.
Yeah. Yeah, Snodgrass's plane, that was really bad.
And it was just like the most benign, like.
It was just like.
Is that a Stinson or a Luscombe that's been modified?
It's a bird dog. So that's a bird dog. It's
Bird dogs are Stinsons, aren't they?
Kind of. They don't look.
I know they call it a Siam Marchetti because it had the turbine, but
yeah,
it's still the airframe of those old planes.
Yeah, that was bad. I knew it was bad the way it was described, and I saw that video that just came out a couple days ago, and I was just like, Jesus Christ.
To think of all the planes that guy has flown, and that it's the most benign, weird sort of anybody can fly type plane.
Yeah, bird dog is a Cessna. It's a Cessna bird dog.
Is it?
It's like an L something, I think.
So then yeah, you're right, it is. So then L19.
Yeah.
The Siam Marchetti.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, yeah, that could have happened, but you always do your box checks. Always do your box check. That's part of the pre-taxi, pre-run-up checklist, and even on the runway, you do your box check. So.
And he was an ex-Navy pilot, and that's why.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, judging by how fast things happen, there's no way there's a pilot there.
Something happened. Something broke.
Something. Well, now everybody's got their heads wrapped around the elevator trim system because I think it was an electric trim system, if I believe.
Oh, so then that makes sense.
So that could have been jacked and could have gone to full aft or something. I don't know, Ken.
Who knows? They'll have to pull that one apart. And he'd done videos for other planes too. There's another plane that he did that he really liked.
The Sportsman. Well, he owned he a year before he passed away, he bought a Sportsman, which is like it's a Stolt plane.
Yeah.
And he's Dale Snodgrass.
P-51.
P-51s, F-86. He flew F-86s and P-51s and the Tomcat for the Navy General, obviously.
Yeah, but then the F-86, the MiG-17, the MiG-15. He flew the Siam Marchetti jet. He flew the L-29s, L-39s.
He's kind of the guy who founded that Draken International company.
Yeah.
So he flew. I saw a video on YouTube of him like 2 years before he died. He flew the MB-339.
Yeah.
Flew the shit out of that thing, obviously.
Cheated in an F-14 to beat an F-15 pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. All right, y'all. We've been going for a while. Don't have any crazy good information for y'all today, but
if you're in California and you want to go out a ride, hit me up.
I did get to see Snodgrass fly in person too. I did get to see him fly twice. He dude put on a hell of a show with that the F-14 with the hot rodded F-14. Oh my lord, that guy was amazing with that plane. Because when that the latest, the one with the F-110 engines, when it was set up for air show duty, that thing had unlimited vertical. It would just go. It had insane amounts of power, and that noise it made. Oh,
They put some X-Flies in it, dude. I'm telling you.
it was badass. Where did I see it? I got to see it here at Moffat. I got to see it one other place. Where was I? Where was it? Can't remember. I saw it 2 different places.
General aviation's just kind of been having
Lots of people dying.
the past 2 years in general aviation has been really shitty, accident-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, after all the other planes he flew at,
That's what I was saying, Wreck 'em Roy. It's just out of all that stuff that could have killed him,
it was that thing.
that little benign.
Not being an idiot in an F-14. Well,
No,
I say idiot like the way he flew it. Flew like an idiot.
Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy. Yeah, he flew the F-14 until it was retired in 06, I believe.
The Israelis didn't want to believe that, though.
What?
The retirement.
Iranian.
Huh?
What do you mean, Israelis?
Didn't they keep flying them after they retired it?
No, the Iranians still fly them to this day. But they have the older A's.
This really old guy at the field, like an old free flight guy, gave me this like radio antenna, and he's like, "Put it to good use." And I'm like, you know what I did realize though? What's actually cool is if you got a bad back, if you drop screws, just take a little magnet, stick it on the end. If you got a bad back, you can't bend over and you want to pick up a screw, pick it up.
Wreck 'em Roy, the pass that I remember him doing was he'd come in really low, pull up a little bit, go into knife edge, and then extend the wings or pull the wings back. He did both ways. One way he'd extend them, the other way he'd put them in. But yeah. But yeah, it was the F-14. I missed that plane. It was a cool plane. Yeah, Shadow Ops, that's the reason why they were destroyed. Because of that. It was a political thing. Although it did take a lot of man hours to maintain that plane.
They were gonna like go and slice the spars, but they like couldn't, right?
They couldn't. The machines they were using were breaking trying to cut them. So, but they did cut the spars to most of them. There are still some that could be put back together and flown.
The Iranians would fly them with cut spars, though. It wouldn't last long, though.
Well, it was all political posturing, and thanks McCain for a lot of that.
You know, Mickey, that's a thing I still don't know. Is how do they? I would think you could. It wouldn't matter the speed you'd be, or they probably had a maximum speed for the wings being out.
They did. Actually, it wasn't the speed; it was a G loading.
Well, yeah, because those wings are so long, they could.
And the plane would only go so fast with them out.
Mm-hmm. Turn it into a bullet.
And that's the thing with almost all Navy planes; they will limit the G's to 7 to 7.5, but they will do more. They do that to save the plane, mainly for carrier planes because of all the landings. But the F-16s, they will freaking rip the wings off.
Those things, those Navy airplanes slammed into a carrier, that's freaking a lot on it already.
Yeah.
Especially like that's like when Ray lands, you know, on his F5. That's a lot of G loading on that wing.
Still flies.
It was so funny, dude. Freaking Keon, he was landing his F5, and it was like he'd come in so slow and just, you know, drag it on. That's why I'm excited to get mine. That's the main reason I bought it.
It doesn't matter how many good landings you guys have. I still have more than you do. Period.
That's when it comes to
very much. Thank you very much. Anything.
That's when it comes. That's when it comes to jets.
Anything.
Every time I've seen you fly that Mustang, Ray.
That's because I don't fly the damn Mustang. They're not terrible landings, but they're not great.
Mm.
So, I haven't flown in a while.
Yeah, Max. So Keon got an F5. I got an F5. I haven't got it yet. I'm gonna get it
So
soon.
then they need to race Max's.
Keon's, I think, will beat Max's Avanti.
Well, it did. Well, I mean,
because Keon's has
now I want to race. I don't like flying races with Keon though, because he flies so damn erratic.
Max. He doesn't know how much longer that statement will be true. Give it another year.
John T, you could do both. All right, I always remember that Snodgrass video where he said you could put it in automatic or you could manually override. Most people put them in automatic and left them. And in Oakdale, I fly with a guy who used to maintain F-111s.
Who's that?
You don't know him. His name's Ty.
Oh, yeah, I know Ty. I met him at the Warburg event.
He used to.
The guy who had the P-51.
Yeah, he used to maintain F-111s.
Yeah.
Robert, you're late. I killed it.
Yeah.
I zigged when I should have zagged.
Your energy management skills, if you had any, didn't come into play.
Sucked. First thing I should have done was dive for the runway, and I didn't.
Yeah, and you remember what
We're not racing the Habu. We're not racing the Habu. We're racing the 12S.
No.
12S. Man.
You remember one on the Griffin? I was way up high and the Griffin lost power. I was like, gear switch.
Straight down.
And I landed it on the runway. Barely.
Had I done that, it would have made it. But I didn't.
His brain. You know how when people blame radio transmission for their crashes? Most of the time it's the transmission from your brain to your fingers.
Yeah.
So technically you did lose signal, but it's actually the signal from your brain to your fingers. Not the radio to the airplane, brain to your fingers.
I'll admit it. Screwed up.
Bob, apparently they were supposed to ship today or tomorrow. I heard today or tomorrow.
Max, I've been flying my...
That's a big old spider. Jesus Christ.
I've been flying my F5 with the 30 and 40 C5000. I haven't even gone to the high seas yet. If I go to the high seas, I think it's self-destruct in the air.
Dude, I want to see that, though.
Because it's already
we both wanted to see that F5 self-destruct for years.
John T. Don't be dramatic. Let's see. What is it? Where is it?
What?
The F5. If I have to figure out what batteries to get and try in that. I don't know if those 6000s will fit.
What do you want to get rid of the Sirius, John T? Why is that?
Dude, the F-111 was a badass plane. It sucked when that went away too.
Although, if you do a 1,000-foot pile drive, make sure you get it on video.
Yeah, that's what he said. But Shadow Ops, the F-111 was badass because it was one of the first planes to do that terrain follow. It would, and I remember in the where was it?
Yeah, Andy Cho. That's the.
Those things would be flying 50 feet off the deck, and me flying automatic at like almost the speed of sound.
Yeah, Andy Cho. That's the second batch is September. Luckily, I got the first batch, so yeah. September is for the next batch.
So yeah, Mickey B, the F-111 was a mechanical nightmare as well. All those extra parts. And you get an F-18, it would fly 3 times as long without needing all that repair.
There you go. Yeah. It's like that.
Oh, this is Jack.
This is a 10-year-old kid. That's a 10-year-old kid. Oh,
So
yeah.
what I missed was showing you chasing Jack with your airliner in that F-86.
Speaking of airliner,
What's this? 0. Yes, swing wing means lots of grease points, lots of failure points, lots of inspections, safety wire, all that.
See
other
that?
crap.
look at this.
0. It's always funny to watch you fly that thing full throttle because that's stupid. The wings are like, and you see them bouncing the whole time. Ding, 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 ding.
That's only when it's windy. It's like the Venom. If you fly the Venom fast in the wind, it's like the whole plane just starts shaking. Bad moment.
Here.
Touch and go.
It's going out the door. One way or another. By the way, if you guys want to see the coolest, most
Hey Ray.
most awesome F-18 display,
Speaking
look
of
up Finnish Air Force RIAT. Finnish Air Force RIAT. What the heck?
I think
That's not scale. Look up Finnish Air Force RIAT, RIAT, and you'll see one of the best Legacy Hornet.
Oh my god, I watched that video, dude. Holy crap.
That guy is at G limit the whole time, the whole
Dude.
flight.
Look at how fast this airliner is. It's actually a fast plane.
Yeah, it's scary.
I
Yeah,
think it comes with the Inrunners now. Because I was looking at the spare parts section to see if I want to do the Aero Dingus, if I can buy a whole new Plainwhite fuselage. The spare parts list shows spare part fans the new Inrunners.
Let me look. I'm going to look right now. Sorry if it's making my face all bright, but I want to look because now I'm curious.
Look at these touch and goes.
RC Yits.
That was kind of a bad one.
Spare parts. Let's see. If they do sell the Inrunners, that's cool. They do. Yep, you're right. They've got a special Inrunner. It's a 2952.
It's a 2100 kV.
Yeah, but it's a 2952s. 2100. And
That's what all the new 70
one turns left,
come with.
one turns left, one turns right. So what happened to the 2210?
I don't know.
So cool. So there's no more Inrunner. I mean, no more Outrunner.
Dude, look at this landing. This was right on the line and it was butter. Oh, shit.
Ding, 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 ding. Nice.
What did my mom just send me? Something pig?
All right, y'all. I think we're going to get going because I got to make a run to the storage. I've got lots of videos to upload, so I actually have the video of the crash and the walk out to the crash site. So I'll get that too.
All around me are familiar things.
Oh God, shut up. So that's it, y'all. Everybody have a good night. I've got to get to my storage unit before it closes, and I have to go do some stuff at the post office as well. But thank you all.
This is crazy. I thought
We're gonna close off with something here.
Oh, you need to do that landing. Oh, sorry. No, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh yeah, I am gonna play that too. Oh, don't worry.
Don't worry. It's the funniest thing. Yeah, guys, this is funny. I think Nate's already seen it, but I sent it to him.
Oh, I've seen this. It's been going on for like a month now.
It was
I'm gonna go to your-
terrible.
I'm gonna go to
I thought they were flying a simulator, but it actually happened. I was like, what the heck? Here, I'll give you the first one.
Yeah, be careful. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Bank angle.
Hold on, let me restart
He's
it. Let me brighten it
He's
down.
a bank angle check. Like, what the heck? It's saying, oh, God.
Yeah, be careful.
Don't
Don't worry.
worry.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Bank angle check.
Think rate. Think rate. Think rate.
Hey, at least you put it right on the 1,000-foot markers, right where you wanted
It
it.
did, but it looked like they were going to crash.
30, 20.
Dang.
Sorry. It says sorry. Sorry.
Anyway, that's a good way to end the show. End the
That's
show.
funny as shit.
All right, guys, I'm going to get going, but thank you guys for hanging out, and I will talk to y'all later. Don't forget who made the video and who made fun of himself.
I'm only playing because the freaking boat horn is hilarious.
That's why I did it, because I'm like, you idiot. But you didn't do the sheep part. That's the funny part.
Yeah, because I started yapping, but you couldn't hear me.
Started
The
yapping.
mic sucks.
What? Okay. All right, guys. That's it. Have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later. What? John T, I did the foghorn because I totally munched the landing. Because it was crazy windy and I used flaps and I shouldn't have, and it ended up falling out of the air because I pulled too much elevator. Anyway, good night, y'all.
All right. See you guys.
There's a moth in my face. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Adios.
Bye.